Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Brooke is in earshot of Daphne Rose as she puts some nasty stuff in Carter Walton's head about Hope Logan on the CBS soap. All the anger building up in Brooke comes pouring out as she goes after the woman whose odor enters the room before she does. Brooke becomes so desperate to rid Carter of Daphne that she makes threats she has no authority to make. Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, watches as her daughter falls prey to the Forrester family and their circle of associates. This is the same thing Brooke has gone through over the years on The Bold and the Beautiful. It's Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budwig, and Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Missinswood, in a never-ending battle with Brooke. Now this mom watches as the same players aim at her daughter, Hope Logan, Annika Noel. But they've added a secret weapon, Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire. So this week, when Brooke hears Daphne saying awful things about Hope to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, she blows up. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan explodes in anger when she hears Daphne Rose painting Hope Logan in an awful picture. Brooke hears enough to know what Daphne has on her mind. She wants Carter to forget about Hope and make Daphne his future. This falls on the heels of Brooke and Carter's talk. He told Brooke that Hope was his one and only, and he would do almost anything to get her back. So Brooke Logan believed that Carter is truly in love with her daughter. But when she sees Daphne tempting Carter, the mama bear in Brooke kicks in. Brooke won't let Daphne entice Carter with seductive moves. That is when Daphne becomes the target of the Logan matriarch's pent-up anger on Bold and the Beautiful. But there's a problem with this. While Carter wants Hope back, Hope doesn't want him in her life, and she is about to move along with her sights set somewhere else. So, Brooke has taken up a cause where there is none. At the same time Brooke Logan was with Carter Walton, talking about his love for her daughter, Hope was with her father, Deacon Sharp, seeing Canaan. Deacon tried to get Hope to look at her relationship with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. Deacon talked about Liam's love for her and how he always had her back. Then he compared this to Carter, who claimed he loved her, but turned his back on her. Hope got what her dad was saying, and it got her thinking about Liam. Hope Logan has no idea that Liam is fighting for his life after a head injury. But once she does, she'll likely have tunnel vision on Liam. At the same time, Brooke threatens Daphne's job if she doesn't stay away from Carter. This will likely come back to bite her, as her CEO days were brief and are now gone. Which means she really doesn't have the clout to do away with Daphne Rose's position. So, while her mom is battling it out with Daphne over who gets Carter, it looks like Hope really doesn't want him anymore. So Brooke Logan becomes the watchdog for Carter Walton as Daphne hovers. But Brooke goes too far when threatening Daphne when all she wants is a man who was dumped by her daughter. So it appears that Brooke makes the humiliating mistake of fighting a losing battle on the CBS soap. Brooke Logan has never been one to play it safe. A beauty, a seductress, a woman who's rewritten her own narrative more times than most could dream of. She's faced betrayals, heartbreak, and scandals, and always returned with a fierce blowout and even fiercer determination. But this week, the queen of reinvention might just be facing a misstep too mortifying to brush off. According to teasers swirling around the B and B-fanverse, Brooke may have misread a moment, misunderstood an encounter, and possibly misfired her famous charm. The alleged target, none other than Carter Walton. Yes, that Carter, Mr. Smooth Suit, the polished CEO of Forrester Creations. The man who has already left a trail of broken hearts and broken vows in his wake. And now, if whispers are to be believed, he may find himself caught in the uncomfortable crosshairs of one of Brooke's biggest social fumbles to date. Here's what we're hearing. Carter and Brooke share an innocuous conversation in an upcoming scene, perhaps in the Forrester executive office, perhaps during one of those classic, lingering glance hallway run-ins, and something shifts. Brooke, emboldened by what she thinks is an unspoken spark, makes a move, a real move. We're talking flirty lines, suggestive tone, maybe even a misjudged lean-in. Is Brooke misreading his professional politeness for passion? Is she projecting her own loneliness onto the first available handsome shoulder? Or is this just the latest example of Brooke Logan being Brooke Logan, unable to resist stirring the pot? Either way, the moment reportedly ends in mortification. Carter, always the gentleman, gently sets the record straight. No, he's not flirting. No, he doesn't see her that way. And most shockingly, no, he doesn't want to keep this between them. Once word of the awkward encounter begins to spread, thanks to a conveniently overheard exchange, or maybe a little self-deprecating confession from Brooke herself, everyone at Forrester has thoughts. Ridge is furious. Not necessarily because of Carter, though the two have a rocky history, but because Brooke is spiraling again. Just when things were settling between them, when co-parenting, friendship, and subtle romantic tension were finally starting to make sense, she's gone and embarrassed herself with his COO. Katie, too, finds herself caught in the crossfire. Her friendship with Carter has been tentative, warm, and perhaps even laced with possibility. Is Brooke stepping on her toes again? The last time Brooke and Katie found themselves fighting over a man, it nearly destroyed their sisterhood. Is history repeating itself? And let's not forget Quinn. Even though she's no longer with Carter, the idea of Brooke tripping over herself for yet another man that once belonged to someone else. Quinn is living for it, and she won't let Brooke live it down. Here's the thing about Brooke. She's easy to mock, easy to vilify, and even easier to dismiss when she messes up. But longtime fans know there's usually something deeper beneath the surface. Behind every ill-advised kiss or inappropriate flirtation is a woman who's aching for love, connection, relevance. She's been the center of attention for decades. And now, with her children grown, her ex-husband's moving on, and her professional power waning, she's flailing. Some fans are speculating that Brooke might be heading into a more serious spiral. Is she self-sabotaging because she's afraid she'll never find that all-consuming, passionate, destiny-level love again? Is she trying to create a spark where none exists, just so she can feel something? There's talk that this storyline may be setting up a longer arc of emotional reckoning for Brooke. One where she confronts her past, her choices, and the way she's relied on male attention to define her worth. And honestly, that could be one of the boldest and most beautiful developments we've seen for her in years. After the initial shock wears off, could Carter reconsider? Could there actually be chemistry between him and Brooke? Stranger pairings have happened. Or will he become her unlikely confidant, helping her through a rare moment of personal crisis without judgment? Alternately, will Ridge step in, not to claim her, but to support her? Maybe it's the first step towards something deeper, or the final nail in a coffin they both keep pretending they've buried. There's even the possibility that this embarrassment will serve as a wake-up call for Brooke. That she'll finally look in the mirror and say, "No more defining myself by the men I chase." That she'll step into her power on her own terms. No matter how this storyline plays out, one thing is clear. The bold and the beautiful is leaning into its roots, messy romance, emotional chaos, and unforgettable characters making mortifying mistakes in beautiful clothes. Brooke's misstep with Carter might be embarrassing, but it's also deeply human.